What is an adult problem that nobody prepared you for? How hard it is to make / keep friends. Don't even get me started on relationships. The endless cleaning. I chores when I was a kid, but I had zero clue how much actual work went into keeping house. I cleaned my house this morning, and by midweek it'll be a warzone of pet hair, crumbs, and dust. I don't even have kids' outfits like the underpants. Gnomes show up when I'm asleep and fuck my house up. Making important life decisions. When you're young, you have a safety net, but when you are an adult, you're taking on risk that can influence successive years of your life. Same goes for single as family. Controlling your finances. Everything I've learned about budgeting, debt recovery, pensions, saving, and wise purchases, I have had to learn for myself. Back pain. Chronic back pain with no drugs that can help. A lack of community. Growing up, you have your elementary school. Each day you see your friends and participate in activities together. Sometimes they move away, and sometimes you do, but it largely stays the same through high school and middle school. Flash forward to adulthood, and you're just alone. You want to make friends but have no idea how to go about doing it without seeming creepy, desperate, or God knows what. This is really hard when you're not overtly religious, so you can't join a religious community. My friend, and I talk about this from time to time, it's arguably the hardest thing to deal with in life. It gets worse the longer you live. As you know, you are outliving your generation. The incessant flow of bills, phone, water, electricity, insurance, rent / mortgage, also college debt, and dental care. Kurt Vonnegut had it right when he said, the trouble with getting older is you outlive your teeth. Basic home maintenance. When to change air filters, smoke alarm batteries, timing of lawn care, how often do you clean the gutters? Are you supposed to clean under the stove? What is edging? How do you recycle? How to change locks, etc. Being sued by the guy who crashed into me from behind. Wow. Edit. My wife doesn't want a dashcam, but I'm gonna get some eventually. It's great advice. We've had other accidents since, but that was the most consequential. However, the accident was in 1980. So something I could have prepared for. So, story time. It was the night before Thanksgiving, and I was giving a friend a ride home from his gas station job. We were approaching their driveway. My former housemates had a rented house. A left turn, and there was a car coming toward us around the curve, unlit 2-lane country road. Just past that. So I stopped in front of the drive to let him go by. I saw his lights, but I couldn't tell how fast he was coming. Then I see high beams in the mirror, 4 headlights, coming fast. I try for the driveway because I still have a sec. I pop the clutch and turn the wheel, but I'm driving a 71 Blue camper with a 45 engine, so it's not like I'm burning rubber. Meanwhile, the guy behind me actually tried to pass, going at least 60-70 in a 55. Saw the oncoming car and tried to pass me on the right, but there was a guardrail right there because of a culvert or something, and he tried to wedge his car between us. So I get my van to about a 45-degree angle, and he catches my right rear corner. I wind up rolling into the ditch on the other side of the road and flipping into it, landing head up, facing the direction we came from. They took us to the nearby hospital to check us, and a cop gave me a ticket for not signaling a left turn. I told him I signaled, but I didn't see how I could prove it, so I didn't fight the ticket later. The hospital let us go, and I'm still kicking myself for not demanding he get tested for alcohol. A month or so after paying the ticket, I find out he's suing me for $100,000 for injury. Not fighting a moving violation, it's nigh state lets him claim it was my fault. Should have gone to a lawyer. See above. Not prepared. My insurance company got a lawyer, but I didn't get that he was working for them. Me. At the deposition a year later, he barely remembered what happened in the accident, and couldn't prove suffering. But they didn't even try to shoot down his claim. Finally, before the trial date 2 years later, they settled for $5. My policy said they could only penalize me a little bit if they had to pay out less than $50. So it was minimal, except that I only had liability. So I was out the cost of an old van. Should have sued him, but young, inexperienced, and just wanted to move on. In fact, a friend had an almost identical 71 camper and was selling it right. Then so I bought that. The actual conclusion: 5 months after the settlement, he ran off the road and died. So I regret 2 main things: giving the oncoming car too much time, and not getting a lawyer to fight the ticket and go after him for the cost. By the way, the guy was a local business dry cleaner owner, and his store was right next to the station of the trooper that gave me the ticket.